What's going on, my beautiful people? I am Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place on the World Wide Web where we can actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And what's going on? I just got finished watching the live episode of Big Brother, and this week has been nail-biting, nauseating. Oh my God, my anxiety level has been high. Listen, when I tell you this is one of the best episodes I've seen in a long time, one of the most memorable episodes I've seen in a long time, you know, of course, Kylan versus Xavier and that final eviction was hella memorable as well. But no, this right here, this is something that is for scripted television. That's how good this was, right? Because you have Taylor, this amazing, beautiful, gorgeous black queen who by first look would intimidate many, because there are a lot of individuals out here on this, walking this planet that are very insecure and don't have the high level of confidence that it takes to be next to a person like Taylor. Right away, I said it. I was like, she's gonna rub people the wrong way. People are gonna be in their feels with regard to her, but I still want to see what she's gonna give. And from the beginning, that's exactly what took place. My beginning faves that I thought that I would love, Daniel, because he was a comp beast and won the first HOH, and Nicole, because she just seemed cool and level-headed at the age of 41. I was like, these are gonna be my ride or dies. I'm gonna rock with them. Unbeknownst to me, I was completely incorrect with that. And from week one, day one, they were my enemies. And they were my enemies because they fueled the gasoline lit with the match by Paloma regarding the hate train on Taylor. Which, by the way, Monty was an accomplice too, because he was just so far a Paloma's twat that he just wanted to get some, and he was like, oh my God, Taylor said this about you. And so it became this huge, we hate Taylor, let's get her out. She's not a girl's girl because she's hanging with the guys, and she's mean-spirited, she's disrespectful, she's rude to me. Even outside of the house, Paloma has this narrative, or is spinning this narrative, that Taylor bullied her. Taylor, you know, said something about her look when she was in the shower, and Taylor said something about her dropping a watermelon or whatever the hell it was that she dropped, and Taylor said something. So Taylor bullied Paloma in the house, right? That's the narrative. And so for 4 weeks, right? Because we're on day 29 or something like that. For 4 weeks, practically, there's been this narrative that Taylor is this disrespectful, rude, egotistical, maniacal woman. You know, she's been ostracized. Jasmine having her back turned to her whenever she came in the room. No one really wanted to speak to her. All of these things were done, but the straw that broke the camel's back for me regarding Daniel and Nicole and just basically the half of that side of the house was when Daniel, actually two straws. Daniel has been on the short leash for a while now. Daniel's speech, his HOH speech to Taylor, when he was like, oh, now you can figure out how you need to apologize to the house and whatever the heck he needed to say to her. And then when he stuck up for Nicole because Nicole was crying and was all upset that Taylor told her to quit, when Taylor didn't tell her to quit, and Daniel ransacked Taylor in the bathroom, and Nicole was there, and everybody watched and didn't do anything about it, and just let that man just berate her and make her feel like trash. Oh my God. So we go from that, the whole world is in an uproar trying to be Team Taylor and get Nicole out of the house and get Daniel out of the house. And it's happening, people. It's happening. This is like when you're starving for food and then you finally get that great meal and it's hot and it's made with love and seasoned and you get to eat it all. Oh my God, that's exactly what this episode felt like, because we go through all of what we went through for this entire month to then get to a point where Taylor can actually trust people in the house. When Taylor, even though she was on the block for the 3rd time, gets to feel somewhat safe being on the block. And she gets to serve up a nice slice of healthy pie to Nicole in her face. And to Daniel in his face. Oh my God, you can't write anything better. You can't write anything better. Okay? And so I have a couple shout outs that I want to give before I get into my notes, because I did start writing notes at a particular point in this episode. But I want to shout out Monty for keeping his word and holding strong to this alliance and making Taylor feel like she's actually a part of something. So shout out to Monty. I want to give a shout out to, even though Monty is a little sketch, but right now he's a G. I want to shout out to Joseph. Joseph is like the MVP of all players in this house. Why? Yes, he was complicit in the hate train toward Taylor. But at the end of the day, he realized the error in his ways. And now Taylor and Joseph are pretty much like this. So much so that it makes me feel like, or at least the rest of the world is hoping and praying for like a showman situation between the two. But Taylor basically told Joseph that he was not her type. She basically stated that she liked men with beards and that she felt like the producers were going to be gung-ho for Monty and Taylor to be together. And so she already staked claim or proclaimed that she was kind of into Monty from the get-go, but then you know how everything went or whatever. She also said she was attracted to Daniel, well, maybe because she was drunk and horny, who knows. But Taylor and Joseph, oh my God, that's a beautiful couple. Joseph is fine as hell, okay? And how nonchalantly he was getting ready to take a shower and Monty was just sitting there on the bed. Child, boom, couldn't have me in that. Child, I would have been pooch all day. I would have been pooch all day. But I also want to give a shout out to Kyle, because Kyle has been playing dumb this entire time. Had Daniel and Nicole fooled the entire week. Daniel and Nicole thought that they had Kyle on their side, but unbeknownst to him, Kyle is the one that created the leftovers, okay? Kyle is the one that started this whole thing, okay? So shout out to Kyle and shout out to Taylor, okay? Wow. The mental fortitude that it takes to be able to exist and last under these conditions in this house. Wow. Like, wow, right? I commend her, because things wouldn't have went the way that she's been handling it. I wouldn't have handled it that way. It would have been a little bit more confrontation and verbal regurgitation for me. It just, those things that happened would not have happened to me. I would just keep it a stack. And if I was in that house, those things would have never happened to Taylor. Keep it a buck, period. But anyways, let me start my notes. I love Joseph. We are making chicken if you want to come. Kyle says, yeah, I want to come. Okay, so Kyle and Alyssa, this whole showman's thing. Kyle is caving in. I didn't think that Kyle was really attracted to Alyssa the way he was cop blocking her or vagina blocking her. But he is. You know, Alyssa is a beautiful girl if you're into that. And, you know, I can see why Kyle would be like head over heels for her. Okay, cool. And so he's cracking, he's caving, and they're clearly into each other. Daniel pulls Alyssa off the block, so, you know, Kyle gets to reap all the benefits of that, because, you know, the leftovers wanted Alyssa out of the house. And so Alyssa's like, oh my God, he saved me. Oh my God, he saved me. He's just so adorable. Yeah, Kyle is hot. Alyssa is hot. It makes sense. Cool, they're together. But it was so hilarious how Joseph came into the room and they're like keeping the door open so it's not like a big thing. They're trying to walk around here like we're not a showmance, but clearly the whole house know that y'all are together and that y'all are a showmance. But like when Joseph was like, oh, we're making chicken, do you want to come? Okay, I don't know where my camera left off, but I think I was talking about, oh, Kyle and Alyssa in the bed, Kissing, and Joseph was like, oh, we're making chicken, you wanna come? And Kyle's like, yeah, I want to come. Oh my God, I can't believe they showed this part on, you know, on national television. It was so cool to watch. I like the energy and chemistry with a lot of these people. It's just, it was funny, right? Joseph is hilarious. I said all that to say that Joseph is hilarious. Kyle kisses Alyssa next to Daniel. Alyssa says Kyle is the best kisser ever. I don't know if that's necessarily because they're in the house and that's just how she's feeling while she's in the house with him. Let me... Yeah, that's better. Okay. Joseph says it can't just be us. Monty, Turner, and Taylor talks about talking to Jasmine. Okay, so this is where Joseph has shown that he is a valuable player or an actual player, period. Okay. And he's like, you know, it has to be a unanimous vote. We can't exactly show all of our cards if it's a split vote. And we definitely don't want Monty to have to break the tie because it shows what side of the house that he's actually on. And so Monty is like, yeah, I agree. And so they all collectively say that they need to speak to the other people in the house to get them invested in the idea of putting out Nicole so that it's a unanimous vote. Okay? Nicole ends up talking to Monty, and Monty says, all you have to do is campaign. Nicole says, I'm trusting your word. Nicole doesn't trust him, though. And Nicole says, I'm putting up the girls or Turner and Jasmine. He says he's not buying it, but he takes that information to the girls so that it could possibly help her. Okay, basically, Nicole ends up talking to Monty. Monty is head of household and HOH, and Nicole, not trusting Monty whatsoever, but in her last like ditch effort to try to save face or get some kind of votes or whatever, she's like, yeah, if I don't go home, I'll protect you and I'll just go against the girls, and it'll probably be Turner and Jasmine I go against if it's not Alyssa and Indy. Like, she's going on and on and on about, you know, protecting him. Of course, Monty knows that it's bullcrap, and you know, she is spewing out bullcrap because that's not what she wants to do, but she's telling him what she thinks he might wants to hear. Okay, cool. This is where Monty is like in the good, right? Because all the information that he's displaying or relaying is factual information. He told Daniel and Nicole that Nicole will go home if they do not keep the nominations the same. So when Daniel is arguing with him or finds some kind of conversation to have with Monty, all Monty is going to say, I told you. I told you that this was going to happen. It's so good. Like, Monty is like so in the freaking clear. It's so genius. And here it is again. Monty tells Jasmine what Nicole has said, and he's not lying. Nicole said that she would put them up. So he's not lying. So it's just so good. Like, there's ways to play Big Brother, and like there's ways to play Big Brother. And I like the way that this man, during his HOH, one, is handling his HOH flawlessly, and two, telling the people the truth. What? Oh my God. Outside of, you know, saying, oh yeah, the house target is Taylor, but we all want Nicole out, so I mean, that's fine. But as he's relaying, oh, he said, she said stuff, it's factual. It's great. It's great. I love it. Monty has become like a G to me for this particular reason. Monty talks to Jasmine. Monty tells Jasmine Nicole said that she would. I said that already, and that was just a great thing. Jasmine doesn't want to be on the other side of the house again, so Jasmine tells Alyssa and Indy. Indy wants Taylor gone like now. She says Taylor will win if she stays. She says that Taylor managed to stay in the house and was supposed to be gone week 1. It does say a lot about her. And but honestly, I feel like the beginnings of like weekend 2 was mainly by default, she stayed in the house. And then the second week, it was just like, oh, we could just keep messing with Taylor. She'll always be the scapegoat. And let's just get our pooch while we can. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was. But wow, like she has survived. She has survived. And you know, And then after that, you know, during the leftovers, like Julie said at the end of the episode, the leftovers were formed because of the way Daniel and Nicole treated Taylor. And after that tirade that they went on with Taylor, then the leftovers were formed, and then they got a mirror out, and now we're getting out Nicole. So Taylor is a survivor through and through, and Indy has a point. You know, Taylor's going to get really, really far. But if she's not winning HOH, then there's nothing else I can really say about Taylor. Nicole talks about her mom having cancer, and she says she's loyal and will play with humility and grace during her speech. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, use a whole line and a half. And why are you trying to use your mom's cancer to get sympathy votes? She says the right person should win this game, and it is definitely not you. But I have to admit to y'all, like, I was shaking in my boots, and my camera keep going out. I was shaking in my boots because I felt like Taylor could potentially go home. Like, Daniel was campaigning, Nicole was campaigning, and it was looking like Terrence would flip, because Terrence was like, oh, I want Taylor to go, and then Jasmine and Indy were, oh, still on the Taylor hate train. As far as Alyssa, I think like all Kyle has to do is say, Alyssa, baby, vote my way, and Alyssa will vote his way. But it was like, I don't know. I just really was like nervous, and then I would watch the live feeds, and Taylor was like, oh, this is gonna be my speech, and this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna say. And the leftovers seemed like a very good click, but that 7th member, Kyle, has now got his pee-pee all in a tangled web we weave with the Vivi, and it's like, how long is it gonna last? Also, Kyle is campaigning and trying to get other people to be a part of a sub-alliance. Even though he's in the dog pound with the Deuce, he's trying to get Michael and Brittany and Alyssa in a Final Four as well. He's very, very smart. Kyle is not dumb by no means. He may not have a job outside the house, but he is really working this house like crazy, like really working this house. And he's been the mastermind of all this stuff so far. Him funneling through Joseph and Turner, and Turner's HOH, but like Kyle is a deadly player. I need Michael to win HOH. I need Brittany to win HOH, and I need Taylor to win HOH. Period. Or Joseph. Joseph, I feel like is a cool dude, and I want Joseph to win HOH as well. But Taylor says her speech. And as she stood up, I'm like, oh, she pageant queen. So she got this. She's not nervous. This is nothing for her. She winning competitions. This is what she does. And she looking poised, got the hair laid out, ready to go. And she said, to quote a BB superfan, Rihanna, you look dumb right now. And I'm like, oh, whoa. Whoa, no, she did not. And Nicole's sitting there eating all of it up. And you know why she eating all of it up? This is where her cop training come in play, because it ain't come in play no other time this whole house. Her cop training came in play right now to save face. And the world is watching, and y'all on live television. So she know not to act up. This is where her cop training came in. She knew not to act up here, because if she would have had all under her HE double hockey sticks would have broke loose. But Taylor, ooh, she is nasty with it. She is nasty. She is nasty with it. And to be quite honest, I want Taylor to win HOH so bad. So bad. I don't want Daniel to win. I don't want Daniel to win, because if Daniel wins, he gonna throw Taylor up. I understand that. But at the same time, Taylor got the votes to stay. But I don't know, because if it's between Indy and Alyssa, I don't know. But I don't want Daniel to win, nothing at all. But listen, Taylor. And Nicole sat there and ate all that up. Daniel's face was like, oh, bitch. Oh, it was so good. And everybody was shocked, like, damn, she really said that? Ooh. I was like, no. And then in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, how's the house gonna vote? How's the house gonna vote? I'm thinking to myself, girl, don't let these people vote you out, and you looking fly as you just call her dumb. Don't let them vote you out. But it was a 9-1 vote. It was a 9-1 vote. And as soon as Nicole heard it, as soon as Nicole heard the 9-1, she was like, okay, I see what it is. And she got out. But see, here's the thing. Here's how y'all know that these people are really, like, I don't know. Because I already told y'all I would be Cody and Davon in the house. I ain't hugging nobody. I ain't hugging nobody. Nicole hugged Taylor, and the whole while they holding hands. After that speech, girl, let my hand go. Taylor and Nicole are still holding hands. They're still hugging each other. It's a game. Okay. Everybody gets hugs. Daniel goes to the door to say goodbye to, Nicole. And Nicole's out the house. All the while, Monty is all laughs and smiles on his face. And I'm like, whoa. And you know what Monty's argument is? I told you. That's Monty's argument. I told you. I told you what it was. You didn't believe me. Oh, well. That is Monty's argument throughout this whole thing. He is not going to get his hands dirty at all because he was just telling people the truth. And so it is what it is. Daniel is so pissed. He looking baby-faced and horrible as well. And he makes this comment like, oh, so y'all not going to be able to split the check. And Monty just sitting there smiling. Damn, like, I got to play our own game. Okay, we are playing our own game. We got your chick out the house. Now you got to play your own game. What? What are you talking about? How I'm not playing my game because I got this girl out the house? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're on the wrong side of the house, boo-boo. Now you're up next. And sure enough, he's in the room like, oh my God, get me out this house. I'll buy myself, book my plane ticket. Nicole, I can't wait to see you in LA. Oh, I got to live with these people. All of the they all in the kitchen screaming something like, yay, we get to eat. Yay, we get to eat. Whatever they yelling in the house, in the kitchen, laughing and all cheers and shit. And Daniel off in the side. You cannot write nothing better. Oh my God, you cannot write nothing better. This is so freaking good. This is so good. This is so good. I need Taylor to win HOH. I need Taylor to win HOH and just put up. Who would she put up though? Jasmine and Turner. She's gonna put up Jasmine and Turner. Yep. And Jasmine goes home. That's what it's gonna be. And if whoever wins the veto, they use the veto, then put Daniel up. That's pretty much what the only option she could do. Because she should not go against Monty, Joseph, and Terrence after everything that they've done for her this particular last couple of weeks. But that seems to be the only course of action to take. The only course of action to take. And now, if Daniel wins, he got to put up Alyssa, Indy, and Taylor. And of course, Kyle doesn't want Alyssa to go. So Indy's going to be the outvote. And Indy, for everybody to have so much hate towards Taylor for whatever particular reason, Indy is so vile and disgusting with her words and how she talks to people. I don't understand how she's still in that house. She has said something mean-spirited to just about everybody in that house. And no one has come back at Indy the way that they've come back at Taylor. No one. It blows my mind. Indy has so much disdain for Taylor, it's ridiculous. And Taylor is sitting right next to her. I want to join the girls. Taylor's a mess! She is a mess! Oh my God. I love Taylor. I love Taylor. I love Joseph. I love Michael. Those are still my top three. Those are still my top three. Monty has done well by Taylor. He's done well by her. Tremendously has done well by her. So he made up for everything. He did. Actually, all the leftovers made up for everything. They really have. Taylor can no longer be mad at them, really. But and now it just need to be about game. Taylor, you need to win something, chica, because if you don't win, it is what it is, boo-boo. You're going to constantly be put up on the block. So anyways, let me know your thoughts. I am no longer reviewing the Challenge USA. It is not a hot show to me. I do not like this season. It is not, I like it well enough to watch, but I don't like it well enough to review. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. Cinco and Azza went home. Okay, there's nothing else to talk about. But Big Brother, that's a whole... Baby, there's so much to talk about on Big Brother, baby. There's so much to talk about. I am thoroughly excited about the leftovers. And Big Brother learned from the cookout about this bestie, festie, bestie thing. This all came from Tiffany. This all came from Big Brother 23. This festie, bestie is all the cookout pairing duos. And I wonder when they're going to end the pairing duo situation. When is it going to stop? After this next thing, so that we're just dealing with the jury people. But this festie, bestie comes from the cookout. And it comes from Tiffany. Tiffany is a genius in the way that she thought about that, and it just makes sense because that's clearly what they're doing. They're doing the cookout formula, but it's just called festie, bestie. Anyways, shout out to all of y'all. Leave your comments below. Are you happy? Leave ones below this video if you're happy that Nicole is gone. Leave twos below this video if you're sad that Nicole is gone. And shout out to Nicole for being honest in her interview. Again, I don't know if this was publicity, training 101, you know, admit faults, but she admitted all her faults in that interview with Julie. And I commend her for that because she acknowledged that she should not have gone after Taylor. She acknowledged that she was on the wrong side of the train. She acknowledged all of that and commended Taylor on her speech and said that Taylor was just being honest. And so, wow. Wow. I still don't like her, but wow. Anyways, leave your comments below. Let me know. Deuces. Boozy! 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 Boozy!